In this tutorial, I'll walk you through some of the basics of the Participant Hub. When you first log into your account, you'll arrive at this screen. There are several things you can do from this screen. We'll start off by creating a study. To create your first study, click on the Add Study button. The first step is to give your study a title and enter the number of participants that you need to take part. This number represents a maximum. When this number is reached, no further participants will be able to join your study. You might wish to use a power analysis tool to help you determine how many participants you need for your study. Next, click Update. The next step is deciding on how you're going to get participants for your study. Depending on the type of account you have, there are a few different options that you'll have on this page. A free study is where participants are not paid for taking part. Once you've created your study, we'll generate a unique code which you can share with people so that they can enter the study. Everyone you share this code with must create and log into a Participant Hub account to be able to take part. A Free Study Plus is another type of study where participants are not paid for taking part. Rather than generating a code which only the Participant Hub account owners can enter, for this type of study we'll generate a link to your study which anyone can click to join. This type of study is only available to people with Researcher Plus accounts or accounts associated with a university department of subscription. Finally, paid studies are studies in which you pay participants for taking part in your study. We have a pool of participants which we'll send your study directly to when you publish it. The table should give you a better idea of the different comparisons which can be made between the different types of studies. If you choose to do a paid study, the next page will ask you to select which demographic groups you'd like to target in your study. Use the toggle button in each section to select or deselect all options, or simply use tick boxes next to the groups you'd like to share your study with. Click Update and Next to continue. The next step is to choose your design. We have several different designs for you to choose from, and we've created a video explaining a bit more about each type, which you can find in the user guide. Once you've chosen your design, you can create your questions. In our user guide, we have tutorials on how to create each of the different types of questions, so I won't go into it in this video. However, one thing to note about how questions work on the Participant Hub is that we use what is called question groups. This is just a group of questions of the same type. You can add as few or as many questions into a group as you'd like. Once you've created your questions, you can rearrange the order of questions and question groups by using the arrow icon to drag and drop. From this page, you can also use the drop-down arrows to view information associated with each question, the pencil icon to edit things, and the bin icon to delete questions or groups. Once you've created your questions, the next step is to create your consent and debrief forms. The consent form is shown to participants before they join the study. It should have information about what participants will be required to do and the type of research you're doing, so that participants can make an informed choice about whether or not they'd like to join the study. You can use our template if you'd like to, just make sure you enter all the relevant details for your study. Participants will be shown accept and decline buttons at the end of the consent form. If they click accept, they'll be taken to the start of the questionnaire. If they click decline, they will not be able to take part in your study. You can edit what these buttons say by changing the text. Just remember that you can't change the order that the buttons appear in. On your debrief form, you might want to thank participants for taking part, and you could give them a bit more information about the study too. Once you're done, click Update. Next, you can preview your questionnaire. This allows you to check that you've not made any mistakes and that your images and videos are working correctly. If you would like to make changes to any section of your questionnaire, click on the pencil icon next to the relevant section. Make your changes, click Update, and you'll be taken back to this screen. To go back to the preview, just click Preview again. Clicking on the mobile icon will allow you to view the preview of your study in a mobile view. Once you're happy with everything, click Return to Studies. Next, click Summary and Publish. This page will differ depending on the type of study you've chosen to do: Free Study, Free Study Plus, or Paid Study. I'll take you through what each of these pages will look like. If you've chosen to do a free study, you will be presented with a registration link and your study code. Share these two things with anyone you'd like, and they'll be able to join your study by first registering for an account with us, signing in, and then entering the 36-digit code on their participant dashboard. For this type of study, you'll also have the option to offer participants entry in a raffle prize draw. Click on Buy a Prize and you'll be taken to this page, where we have 3 different prize options to choose from. Clicking on the PayPal button will take you to a PayPal page where you can pay us for the prize. We'll then do everything else on your behalf. Once your study is complete, we'll randomly select a winner and send them the prize. Check that you're happy with all the information on the page, tick Confirm, and then click Proceed and Send. Once you've done that, your study is live and anyone with a 36-digit code can take part. If you've chosen to do a free study plus, you'll be presented with the participation link. Share this link with anyone and they'll be able to join without having an account with us and without having to log into anything. For this type of study, you aren't currently able to offer participants entry into a raffle prize draw, as we have no way of contacting them. If you're ready to go, tick confirm and then click proceed and send. Once you do this, anyone you share the link with will be able to take part. For both types of free study, to retrieve your study link, click on pause study and you'll be taken back to the correct page. If you've chosen to do a paid study, the page will look like this. In the first section, you can see how long we estimate your study will take participants to complete. This is based on data we collect on how long participants typically take to answer each type of question on our site. If you've added long pieces of text or video clips for participants to watch, you can add extra time in here. Click Recalculate and we'll change the time estimation. Next, you need to decide how much you'd like to pay participants. Use the slider to set an average hourly rate. This is calculated on averages based on the estimated time for your study. So, if you choose to pay participants £5 per hour, and we estimate your study will take participants 15 minutes to complete, each participant will be paid £1.25 for taking part. The amount participants are paid is not dependent on how long they actually take to complete the study, which is why this is an average hourly rate only. Below this, you'll see what your study is going to cost you in total. Click on breakdown information to see a breakdown of this cost. If you don't have enough money in your researcher account, you'll be prompted to top up your account before continuing. For this type of study, you can offer participants entry into a raffle prize draw. This will be additional to the payment they receive from you. Once you're happy with all the details, tick confirm and click proceed and send. This will send a direct email to all participants in our participant pool that meet your demographic requirements to let them know they've been invited to take part in a paid study. Once you've had responses to your study, you'll be able to view your data, plots and analysis. We'll go into detail about these in another video, but I'll briefly explain a few things you can do in this section. Clicking on data and plots takes you to a page like this. Clicking on reverse data will bring up a page where you can see all your numerical questions. Any questions with blue ticks next to them mean that you have ticked the reverse logic box for that question. You can undo this by unticking the box, or can reverse the logic for other questions by ticking the checkbox. Click update and all your analyses will update accordingly. The trim data function allows you to remove anomalies in your data. You might want to do this if, for example, one of your participants has clearly not taken the study seriously. Scroll to the bottom of the table, tick the box relating to the participant whose data you'd like to disable and click update. All of the statistical tests will be updated accordingly. The CSV download button will generate a CSV file with all the raw data responses from your study. For each study tile, there are a few more things you can do. Once you've collected all of your data from a study and viewed the analyses, you can click Mark as Complete. This will archive the study and move it off your main dashboard. You can also archive studies by clicking on the tick icon on the study tile. To view your archived studies, click on the banner at the bottom of the page. From this page, you can view a preview of your questionnaire and also the analysis and data for studies where relevant. For studies which you have archived, you can unarchive them by clicking on the cross icon. Studies which have been marked as complete cannot be unarchived. Back on your researcher dashboard, there are a few other things that are handy to know about. Examples takes you to a list of studies that have been conducted previously on the Participant Hub. Feel free to have a look through each of these studies to learn more about the statistical tests that our system computes and the graphs that it produces. Clicking on templates takes you to this page. Here we have one template for each type of study design, which includes all the relevant questions and question groups that you will need. Before deciding whether or not to use a template, you can click the preview button to see what the study looks like. We've included some instructions with each template too. To use a template, click Copy Template, give the template a new name and then click Copy. You'll be redirected to your studies dashboard where you'll see the newly copied template. Click on Participants, choose a participant source and then you'll see the full template copied over. From here you can go into any section to edit. To access your account details, open the menu and click on Account. From here you can add funds to do paid studies, check your recent transactions, transfer funds you've earned as a participant into your researcher account, and opt in or out of being invited to take part in paid studies. You can also update your details, change your password, view your library, or delete your account. Clicking on Messages will take you to this page. Here, you'll be able to view any messages sent to you by participants. When you have an unread message, a 1 will appear here. In the message section, you'll be able to see the title of the message, the study it relates to, and the date and time it was sent. Click on the message title to open the message. From here, you can read the message and reply. Finally, clicking on User Guide in the menu will take you to our handy user guide where you can watch more tutorials like this one to learn more about how the different areas of our site work. I hope you found this tutorial useful.